Hello, everyone, and welcome to the seventh episode of Rip from the Textbooks. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Jess. And it's gonna be a very I won't say special, but it's gonna be a very different episode this time.
Yes, we finally spread our wings, and we're finally going to take on the Bangkok haunted buildings.
Yes, from other Southeast Asians. We talked about this like last time, aeons ago,
Yes,
before my PC fucked up.
and this time we're going to show you guys that each country has its own fair share of very terrifying
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I mean, we all have like skeletons in the closet, and it's not just the Philippines. So it's interesting to explore other countries as well.
Yeah, and we'll be taking on some very crazy stuff too, like an airplane graveyard.
Oh
And,
yeah, that's freaky. And I guess this is forewarning as well. In any case, we say something or like Aaron pronounces a place and mispronounces a place. Forewarning. We're not Thai.
we're going to
We're
be
Filipinos.
butchering quite a lot of pronunciations here. Quite a lot of
yeah.
names, quite a lot of names of places and people. So
People.
please,
Bear with
bear
us.
we're Filipino.
Yeah, we share the same. When we see brothers, but come on,
Yes, we
guys.
are. Yeah, we are all in the
But,
same part of Asia, so we
Hardest.
we are almost brothers and sisters.
We're
even.
almost, but your words are harder to pronounce than ours.
All right, so let's get started with delving into Bangkok's haunted buildings. It was in the late afternoon of September 16, 2007, when 12Go Airlines Flight 269 departed from the Don Muang International Airport in Bangkok and began its flight to Phuket. Manning the flight was Captain Arif Mulyadi, an Indonesian national and 12Go's chief pilot, and his co-pilot, First Officer Montri Kamol Katanachai, a rookie who had just finished his training at 12Go's Ab Initio program, along with 7 crew members and 123 passengers. The flight was relatively smooth, save for some errors on the approach to Phuket, such as Captain Mulyadi making several radio communication errors and even misstating their flight number. But tragedy would soon befall the passenger and crew of Flight 269 as the plane crashed on an embankment beside runway 27 in Phuket International Airport as it attempted to make a go-around after a failed aborted landing. The plane would be destroyed on an impact and burst into flames after it crashed. Of the 130 people on board, including the crew and pilots, only 40 survived as the rest had died at the impact and some were burnt alive by the post-crash fire. Subsequent investigations by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Committee of the Ministry of Transport and the United States National Transportation Safety Board both concluded that the crash was the result of excess work hours of the pilot as well as the insufficient training by 12Go's flight program. In the aftermath, a number of 12Go's issues surfaced, causing their certificate to be revoked, grounding flights for 30 days and being blacklisted by the EU in 2009. But this was shortly removed before merging with Orient Thai Airlines and rebranded as Thai Orient Airlines in 2010. Now, the remains of that plane lay in pieces in the now infamous airplane graveyard, along with many scrap pieces of plane parts that lay strewn around, left to rot in such a place. Located off of Ramhamheng Road in Bangkok, Beside Soy Ramhamheng 105, the airplane graveyard is now a popular tourist destination that's frequented by those fascinated by giant structures due to the vast amounts of derelict planes that were left there. Rumors persisted on how the place came to be and why so many planes ended up there. Some said it was a crash site for many planes and even claimed to see ghosts haunt the area. But the reality was it was merely a piece of land that was decorated with plane carcasses that the owner bought himself, wanting to turn the place into a premier hangout for the youth. But business was bad, and the place had to be shut down soon after, and later abandoned. 3 families would later move into the said place, turning the rusty bodies of the abandoned planes into makeshift homes for themselves. The next place is a famous haunted site in Bangkok, dubbed the Ghost Tower. The Sathorn Unique Tower sits abandoned in the Sathorn district just off of Charen Krung Road. The idea of it was conceived in 1990 by a famous Thai architect, Rangsan Torsuwan, who envisioned the grand luxury condominium with over 600 units, inspired by Greek Roman architecture that would loom over Bangkok. But in 1993, Rangsan would be arrested for allegedly plotting the murder of the President of the Supreme Court. The case would drag on for nearly 15 years before Rangsan was found guilty in 2008, but would later be acquitted in 2010. But the case would have a massive impact on the construction of the Sathorn Unique Tower, fraught by Rangsan's scandal and the Asian financial crisis in 1997 that crippled Thailand's economy, causing many of the finance companies funding the building to go bankrupt. The construction was then permanently halted. The building was left abandoned, with 80% of it completed. Superstition around the building soon surfaced, with many of the locals believing it to be haunted by a supernatural being that was the cause of its sudden halt in construction. They believed it was due to its close proximity to Wat Yanawa, a Buddhist temple, and the grounds that the building was built on a graveyard. Belief spurred further when in December 2014, a body of a Swedish man was found hanged on the 43rd floor, with the sole cause being suicide, but it only heightened the notoriety of the supposedly haunted tower. Now, the building was left to deteriorate, only a place where street dogs settle in, but was for a time a site for urban explorers who wished to peek inside the luxurious and ambitious dreams that were left at the wayside. But even the exploration of it has been banned, when 5 tourists were charged with trespassing in September 2015 by Rangsan's son, who wanted to deter people from exploring the place further. Now, the last place we'll be exploring is similar to the Sathorn Unique Tower in many ways, but also seemed to be darker than the former. Located in central Bang Na, just in front of the Bang Na Trat frontage road, sits the Thai Pha Group Office Tower, a victim of the Asian financial crisis in 1997. The place never finished its construction, nor was it ever officially opened. The building was supposedly taken by a different owner, but no development or maintenance had been done to the building before the Thai Pha Group went bankrupt in 2009, leaving the office tower abandoned. 2 separate tragedies would occur in the building in 2012 that would give the building its infamy. In April, the body of a foreigner was found hanged in the rooftop of the building. The case was deemed a suicide, a result of a breakup when they found the woman's picture in the deceased's wallet, as well as a note written on the wall that read, "Try to remember what was good. Sorry is not enough." And on August 22, 2012, the body of a middle-aged man was found tied and beaten to death on the 30th floor. The police suspected him to be a member of a gang who trespassed in order to steal copper wires, but had a falling out with the group that resulted in his death. 3 subsequent suicides would also occur in the building, with people jumping off of the high floors. The building was later bought by a group of Chinese investors from the Tai Hung Thai group, who planned to convert it into an office building. In the end, we can never be certain that the supernatural has had a hand in the fate of many of these buildings, but it doesn't deter the beliefs from saying so, based on the tragic history many of these places hold. It seems like to them, the past still lords over to the present, and maybe these buildings, left to the elements to slowly chip away and fall apart, is a reminder that we can never truly forget that tragedies time has long since buried. And that is all in the Twilight Zone.
But yeah, anyways, Jesus, that was... The last one was, not gonna lie, was the rougher ones. I gotta say, has to be...
It's definitely, like, I don't know. I don't want to make reference to, Japan's suicide force, but I think that with these, I think, especially the last one, man, it's like, they really turned that place into, like, a place to, end their lives. Yeah. But
I like the second one with the Sathorn, like, it's so reminiscent of, like, Filipino supernatural beliefs.
Oh, yes.
About urban legends.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
this alone, right? All these talks of abandoned buildings. It reminds me of the last few episodes that we did about the Manila. Of course, the Manila Film Center. How that one, because it's abandoned and dark and spooky. Of course, it's gonna have rumors of supernatural beings haunting the place that they swear they saw something.
Yeah, but like the fact that they say that it's a burial ground, like the Sathorn unique, is like it reminds me so much of like places here. It's like every time they say, "Oh, that place is haunted," like they'll say
it's like a
it's
checklist
from
sometimes. It's like it's like, oh, if it's haunting, it's like, okay, is it buried under a cemetery?
Probably.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
hospital.
Check. Haunted hospital. It's probably people died there. Check.
Yeah.
It's like, was it a war? Was it a former
war,
site of a war area? Yeah.
War area,
Probably. So that's probably like, rumor 101.
Yeah.
Right. If any of those.
Yeah, I remember that. Like the war thing. Like I remember in like La Salle, Manila. Like they say like the one like chapel there is like haunted because like they say that the Japanese used to like kill people over there, and I'm like,
I wouldn't be surprised if that
like,
was actually true, but
true, but like it's like a lot of places. Like it's either the past is either it was a hospital, a cemetery, or people like it was used during the Japanese occupation, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you hear that all the time.
It's it really shows that, well, no place is safe from from these types of stories. It always happens in Southeast Asia, and not just in Southeast Asia, but everywhere. But
probably.
I think the degree in which it happens, the stories that you get out of these, depending on the place, I think it's really interesting, and we will definitely look into more of these in the future.
I am excited. Like maybe we're gonna tackle a lot more places. Hopefully, hopefully we didn't like piss off some of the Thai viewers, like mispronouncing.
If we mispronounce anything, please let us know in the comments below. Hopefully we don't get
But we really, I personally for me, I really like researching and writing about this episode just because it's something that I have no clue about. Like these places, I've never seen them. I never heard about them. It's like I'm just learning about them.
I mean, as someone who hasn't been to any country aside from his own, this is definitely something that I never even fathomed. It's like haunted buildings. Ooh, like it's like something straight out of some like capitalist dystopia kind of thing. It's like ooh, abandoned buildings due to mismanagement and like
Corrupt.
even like the second one, right, with the alleged murder plot of the president.
Oh yeah.
Right, not president, but
Yeah.
Someone higher up in the government position.
Yeah, the head of
It's
the
like,
Supreme
whoa,
Court.
that is really really interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That was fun to learn about. Like, what they did that? Well,
An architect would be plotting the murder of an official,
higher government official. Yeah,
it's like something straight out of a movie, but here it is
Yeah.
in real life.
here it is. And it's funny. It's funny that they tied somehow that they don't connect the dots. That maybe it's that they immediately jump to it's haunted.
Yeah, it's there's a
Probably.
supernatural being there that's that's fucking up shit, and
It
and-
definitely wasn't the Asian financial crisis.
yeah, it's a supernatural being that made construction difficult. They had to stop.
It kept showing up in their blueprints. So I can't do this.
It's
anymore.
Buddha being very very angry to the people constructing the tower. Anyway, that is it for this episode of Ripped from the Textbooks. We hope you enjoyed, and check out our main podcast, the Weeb Shit Podcast, and we hope to see you in the next episode.
Bye. Hopefully, get to do more sea stuff.
Of course.
Bye. See you
Bye.
later.